So this week we are very fortunate to have Tom Liberatore with us. He's a St Kevin's boy. He went through the Calder Cannons and he got picked 40 in the 2010 draft as a father son of the Western Bulldogs. He's a 2014 best and fairest for the Western Bulldogs, a 2016 premiership player, but most importantly, 2016 Vietnam Swans #1 ruckman. Tom Liberatore, give us a hello game day.
Hello game day. How are you?
Going well, mate. Going well.
I'm going to get into a few stitch-ups early, if you don't mind, Lib.
Yep. Jump in on.
Beauty. First one I've got for you, and we've been having to beat people off with bats in terms of the ones who have come to stitch you up because there are plenty. Joe Harding.
He's the number one culprit.
Joe Harding and Quinny. Don't forget Quinny.
Yeah, sure.
So apparently when you were 15, you were Essendon's most notorious milker. Can you let us know about what happens when you're Essendon's most notorious milker?
Well, you seem to, if anyone sort of rubbed me the wrong way or anyone, got me way during those, hard days as being a 15-year-old, we used to lean you get like it's like a litre carton of milk, like pure milk sort of set up. You open it so it shapes completely open like a rectangle, and you lean it against the front door and ring the doorbell and run off. So as their parents answer, it spills flowingly down their front hallway for all their siblings to walk into. So
you used to do it to other kids at school, perhaps who rubbed you the wrong way?
Nah, just to mates, just sort of been, I usually, anyone who was in a close vicinity, because we couldn't really drive then, or if we did, it was, couldn't go too far. So,
if you really wanted to stitch your mate up, would you maybe go for the 2-litre bottle, or did you have like a cut-off?
Nah, so that's a good question actually. We had a couple of variables. Once did a three-pronged Big M, so we had strawberry, chocolate, and banana, just for volume, taste, and volume, smell, and just extra stickiness, just to really mash it all in.
So another one that we had was that you and Joe used to go down to the Mornington Peninsula when you were younger, and you used to throw a few eggs. We've all done it, mate. But apparently one night it really came back to bite you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do, yes. We were on the beach side. We were lobbing them in. We were going nowhere really. Like we just, just dumb as fuck as it was anyway. But we were just sort of lobbing them over with no sort of vision as to who it hit or whatever. So we had no idea what was going on. And then we're walking back around the beach side to go back over the main highway. And these two massive blokes, just came out of nowhere and were like just ready to go. And then we just went to run. They're like, "Oh no, don't you dare run off! Like you fucking stay there." All right, these blokes are huge, so we weren't going to keep running. We were like 14, I reckon. So we obliged and we went across the road. And I lobbed one perfectly into an oncoming car with the window was open, so it's gone through the window as it was passing and hit the girl in the front seat. So I took my shirt off and was cleaning the car and like washing all it down. And as I was cleaning the car, he just like and whopped me from the side. And then luckily an unmarked cop car pulled over because he saw there was, teenagers with shirts off cleaning cars. So alarm bells were ringing. So luckily this unmarked cop car pulled over and was like, "What's going on, boys?" I was like, "I'll just live around the corner, blah, blah." And so went home to Shiner and a good story. So.
And apparently they laughed at you a lot when you when you got back. Joe's old man laughed at you guys.
Yeah, we walked straight in and we told him what happened. And he just like, no dramas, just cracked another can and kept watching footy, or whatever was on.
That's a ripper. So another one, mate, is apparently you like to eat tomato sauce straight from the bottle. Is there any truth to that?
There is, yes. I don't mind a few sachets or a squeeze of the Rosella every now and then. Yeah, it's not bad.
It'll probably cost your skin folds a little bit.
A few times, yeah.
Another one is now We're wondering if you had any sort of favourite movies or any movies you liked in particular.
Yeah, there's a couple on the horizon. You'd be thinking of one in particular?
Well, the question I want to add to that is apparently you keep a tally next to your TV, and every time you watch these particular movies, you strike one off and keep it on the tally. Is that true?
Yeah, I've got a little. I started off with a little whiteboard just next to the old TV when I was living at home, and then progressed slowly to brought it to my house and moved out to. So I'm up to about 91 now, wedding crashes. So, it's a bit sickening when you say it out loud, so it's embarrassing.
Not far off the ton.
No, I'll hopefully maybe soon, maybe one day.
Another one, and this is the last stitch up we got, is back in your St. Kevin's days, and me and Moose have been a couple of rascals around Skevs as well, but apparently one of the ones you like to do was make the old the yogurt bomb and throw it down the stairwell. So do you want to take the story from there?
Yeah, well, one day we usually just go back and forth with the other group of boys like that. We throw them whatever, but strategically tried to place one at the top of the fourth level or whatever, and just flicked it over as the boys were coming up, and it accidentally landed on Mr. Davies' right shoulder, brand new press suit or whatever I don't know. And we ended up, and then I think Tom Lewin had to end up putting the dry cleaning bill for the yogurt on his suit. So, it was a win for the people, for everyone. So
yeah, well, I think he probably had it coming, old Davies. So I'm glad that you boys, or at least someone, got him.
He got off easy.
Yeah. So those are all the stitch ups we had. Moving into some more footy-based questions. So in 2015, with Luke Beveridge, he takes over as a head coach and clearly makes a pretty massive difference to the club. What did he implement in his first couple of years to see such immediate success?
He came with a pretty different approach to our old coach. I mean, easy to compare because they succeeded each other, but he just came with a pretty more relaxed environment when it came to coaching. Like, he was a bit more mentoring rather than coaching. So, and he's just sort of worked with younger blokes individually, and his feedback and coaching wasn't as, I suppose, he's more of a, he sort of allowed you to speak a bit more and allowed you to give him feedback as well as you, rather than just sort of compliment a bit as a player. So he allowed different personalities and just, I suppose, allowed easier conversation to just allow off-field development more than on as well.
It seems like he's definitely developed a lot of culture, and he does really well with personal relationships with players. And with the fast handballing style of game, was that something that manifested through training, or was that something you guys, or something that he developed into the team?
I think it's a bit of both. Like, we were always like that as a side anyway. But he's certainly made that one of his main focal points since he came in. Yeah.
Yeah, and another one was, apparently, this is just a side note on Bevo, he likes to get on the skateboard or the longboard and give it a rip. Is there any truth to that?
I think so. Yeah, I've heard he's got his own skateboard stand down at the local tab. I've heard a few things. So he's got his own little LB, little hook for his skateboard when he gets down to the local, but can't confirm.
Yeah. Well, moving forward to 2016, and you start off the year incredibly strong. In the first 5 games, you're sitting about second on the ladder, and then you kind of drop off and sit around 7th for the majority of the year, and that's where you finish. So coming into the finals, how much confidence did you have in that final series that you could actually win it?
I think going into the finals, the first game, we didn't have a whole lot of confidence because we came off a pretty big loss the week before to Freo, and we had, I think there was a half a dozen of us who were coming in from injury that were pretty fresh, me being one of them as well. So I think after that sort of long layoff and coming into that game, we were going to Perth and playing there. We hadn't won for a fair amount of time. So that first game was just a bit of a nothing to lose sort of attitude. And then once we won the first game, I think that's when we started to develop a bit more, gain a bit more confidence.
Yeah, it was incredible. Like the 2016 final series is going to be the most exciting campaign by any team I've ever witnessed. You know, you knock off West Coast at the home deck. Then you got the Hawkers, like 3-time premiership team that are coming off 3 premierships, and you're the one to knock them off their mantra. And then GWS in the prelim, which is probably, if not the best, second best game I've ever seen of footy. You beat them at the home deck. So it was an incredible series just to like knock off the teams that you did. And then how was the feeling like coming into grand final week? So like the experience you had and then winning and then the celebrations afterwards?
Yeah, the week going into the granny was obviously pretty surreal. Like training was very minimal. It was just a lot of more noise around media and that kind of stuff. I think one of the days we had a full setup in the VFL change rooms where it was like a sort of free-for-all for media where we just stood there and there was just questions going on from different angles. The next day we had a training session where the whole Whitney Oval was packed out with fans. It was like playing a game just for a little jog around. And then the grand final parade was sort of when it kicked in a bit. Where I was like, this is pretty exciting and pretty full on. We're just sitting in the back of a fucking convertible driving around like doing laps for the city because we're playing a footy game the next day. So that was all a bit surreal. But I think we set up in like a room next to Parliament, like the Attorney General's room or something, like while waiting, and like your names get called off a sheet to get in like your limo with your partner, whoever. I think I was with Dal, and it was just all just really full on, but heaps of fun too.
And are there any funny stories that come after the victory and the celebrations of that night or the next couple of nights afterwards that can spring to mind?
Like it was a fair first night. Was a fair bit going on. Like it all just happened pretty quickly, but it was just I don't know. It was just heaps of fun. If I could remember most of them, I'd tell you. But it was just heaps of fun. Like we had a few good days at the local pub around the corner and pretty good dress up in the Mad. Oh, we had a hypnotist on the Mad Monday, which was pretty funny. Put a few boys to had a few like cues where he'd click his fingers and blokes would fall asleep and that kind of stuff. It was just awesome fun.
Yeah. Oh, and another one, you continue your strong form into the off season, which I personally love so much. Heading to Vietnam, where you perform some of the best documented off season antics ever seen by a player. So, firstly, did you feel pretty stiff to be named as an emergency with Dalhouse for the Vietnam Swans, coming off an AFL premiership 2 weeks prior?
Yeah, that was I think that was the initial shock when we got to Vietnam that we weren't going to start.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty stiff. I couldn't find any match reports either, but could you give us your take on your ruck work and the 50-metre snag you kicked?
The ruck work wasn't too flash. I think if you can see the footage, you'll almost see me directly horizontal coming down from the jump as the other ruckman's touching the ball. So it's pretty funny footage to watch back. It's when I jump and try and tap it, it's just like a calf raise effectively. Like I don't even get off the ground, I don't think.
Yeah.
But the snag was nice. The snag was actually pretty nice. I was happy with that.
Yeah, the footage is pretty elite. So I think we'll try and get that for our Instagram after this, and we'll chuck up the highlight of that. And another one, if you could talk us through the impeccable haircut you received while sitting on the pine.
Oh, that's such a good comparison. I haven't seen that comparison before. Stitch out my good friend up, Cooney. That was his work upon my request though. So he was only following my orders, but it was probably good work. Yeah, if you look at it like that.
Yeah, well, when I was reading through and trying to get a bit more info on it, it was dubbed the Friar Tuck, and when I wrote that into Google, and I was cacking myself all day when I saw it popped up. So, yeah, that's that's what the comparison apparently is in the articles I read. So, that's the stuff about Vietnam. Now, we get info from different places, and this one's a bit of a weird one because I literally got 4 words sent to me. So I don't know if this means anything, but just take it as you can. It says it was watering hole the retreat. So does that mean anything?
Yeah, that's just me local pub in Brunswick. Yeah, called the Retreat. I just live around the corner.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
No, I was reading up all these
Okay.
things, and it came up like retreats where people would go and they'd do like lyrics and stuff, and I was like,
Oh fuck, that's a pisser.
yeah, I had no idea. So I had no idea what that meant. That makes sense now. The watering hole. Fuck,
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
yeah. No, you're right. I thought you'd taken the piss out of me. Though.
No.
No, yeah, that would get me too. Yeah, it was literally 2 blocks away, the pub called the Retreat where I used to live in Brunswick. So
Well, I've had a mare there.
It's easily confused. That's understandable.
I've had a mare, so I'll move forward from that. So another one, mate. We heard that your horse won for the first time on your birthday this year, a couple of months ago. So could you run us through the win and how'd you get into owning a horse?
My best mate Joey Carroll, he's a year above us at school. He I think his cousins or something own a few horses up in like Horsham, or I don't even know. We've literally got its nose hair on its back, or like 0.5% each. So he got into we bought shares into it a couple of years ago, and it's just somehow I think it won in Geelong, and then it came third or something on Caulfield Cup Day. So now it's just sort of racing in the city a bit, and then it won on my birthday this year. So we had a few enjoyable ales to also run home. It was nice.
Absolutely. Well, well done on that. And another one we found that when we reached out to a few people, everyone kind of touched on you being a father and your fatherhood. So this isn't actually a stitch up. This is like from all reports, everyone we spoke to, they've just said you're an unbelievable father. And I kind of wanted to give you the floor on your experiences so far in your fatherhood and what that all means to you.
It's just, I think it's pretty simple from my point of view. It's just very humbling and heaps of fun. It's just really, it's just fucking heaps of fun. Like when he's born, he's been, I was just happy, like, just rapt, to be honest. He's about 7 months now, and he's very happy. He sleeps through. He's not that's the be all end all, but he's it's just like a genuinely joyful experience. Yeah, it's mad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely rapt to hear that. And another one is obviously we're never going to get past the tattoos, so we're going to ask a couple of tattoo questions. Now, the first one is, that's probably pretty standard if you're ever talking. So the Simpsons tattoos, and I actually realised you have 3. So there's a Homer Simpson, and the other one I obviously called the greasy store clerk that you've got in the other bicep.
I don't know his name. I don't know ever. I
was going to research it, and then I didn't have enough time. But I just know it's from that episode where Homer's trying to make money selling grease, and he's trying to get the grease off his forehead or something.
Yeah.
And then there's the flying hellfish. So, do you want to obviously touch on them and if there are any stories behind that?
Not really. I mean, I don't mind the greasy ones, just sort of partly because I'm Italian, so we get labelled as greasy, so just that kind of and I like Simpsons. And then the hellfish one I got with a teammate too. So I've got with Lin Jong. So he's got it says Jongfish, and he's got the same tattoo. He's got Libfish on his back, so we just did that together.
Unreal.
Quickly, Jeremy Friedman is the greasy store clerk. That's his name.
Jeremy Friedman.
Is that a live update? That's you.
I'm still here.
Yes, you're officially a podcast and you're getting live updates. That's incredible.
So another tattoo we got asked to ask you about, we got told to ask you about, was the room number of a hotel in Amsterdam. Is there any story behind that?
Nah, I think I stitched it up there.
There's no tattoo of it?
Nah.
We've got false.
I've got a few numbers on me, but I don't know if it's like I've got me. I've got on my leg. It says "if found, please call," and it's got me old mates. It's got me best mate's mum's number on it.
Yeah, so that was the other one we were going to check. Yeah,
there you go. I don't know where you got Amsterdam from.
Okay, well, we've been stitched up there.
Maybe I'm missing something. I still haven't seen it. Couldn't he stitch me somewhere? I don't know.
Yeah. So if we is that number still valid? If things turn to the worst and someone found you with that number on you, would it work?
For now, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still works. Yeah.
That's the last of the tattoos, and I've got one as well. Now, Quinny sent me a photo. I'm not sure if this means anything to you. Have I shared the fry tape again?
No, that's
No,
right.
that's it. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, spot on.
Yeah. So is that exactly the tattoo, and where is it, and what does it mean?
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's just a quote from a Nas song that I enjoyed, and that's it's on my left foot because like that's where I get all my
Nas
kicks
is
on my left foot.
my favorite
Yeah.
rapper, and I'm trying to rack my brain to think which song it is. Is it in Illmatic?
Yeah, it's in halftime.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Now.
Quinny drew it himself actually, so.
Oh, right.
I sent a request through and he just whipped it up in about 2 minutes, sent it straight back.
Was it a Cambodia job?
No, it was homegrown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We've got a few boys that have got. I think Xander and my older brother have the Cambodian. Your mate draws it for you. You get the tattoo job.
Yeah, I got one of those too. It's just under me, just under here. We got the yeah, I think we all got one little hostel job. Standard pass.
I've been told that you tell this story really well. Now you have a close relationship with a homeless lady named Aubrey.
April. Yeah.
When he said Aubrey, he said he was 90% sure. You got it wrong.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the whole story about how you first took her out for breakfast, or you first sort of met her around the area and then lost her and found her?
She was corner of like Brunswick Street in Fitzroy somewhere. I just go, I'll just go around there a little bit, and then she was always sort of there, and I just buy a coffee or whatever. And then one day she, it's a long time ago. So I should be able to tell it better. I just kept buying her food and drink every now and then when I walked past, and then just got chatting to her. And then I was wearing these like sort of short Adidas training shorts, and she's like, "Oh, my husband like needs to train. Like, I'd love one of those pair of shorts." So I just whipped them off and gave them to her. And then walked up the street with my jocks and bought a fresh pair of shorts for myself and was on my way. So, but yeah, still, I think that's, and then just pop by when she's there, and she sort of comes and goes every now and then. But always good for a cuppa and a laugh.
Quinny's told me a story about that you took her out, and when she ordered breakfast, she was a bit filthy about the price of avocado.
That's right, yeah. So I told the wrong story. I think we just got takeaway or something, and we ordered, and then she kicked up a stink about how Avo was going downhill and it was ruining the Australian economy or something. So we just stuck to scrambled eggs.
I think he speaks for all of us with that observation. Now, is this too much mayo, or did she go missing for a long time, then you didn't see her, and then you eventually found her again, or have I got?
Yeah, she went AWOL for a bit, and then she popped up a few months later. And I'm not sure where she is now, but I haven't seen her for a while. So God bless her.
Yeah, exactly. God bless her. And now another story that I would like to give you the floor with is apparently somebody crashed into your car at the front of your house, and then you had a pretty strange interaction with them.
We had one of the old his local supporter who he came to the club every now and then. He was a mad Doggies fan, and I knew him fairly well just from training and the photos and that. And I was sitting at home one night and just heard a massive smash and came out, and it was him. I was shocked, but it just happened to be the guy who was always at training and number one fan who was over the fence. So I was it was very bizarre, but he crashed into the big postie van, and that's about it really. I don't know. But
Is it true that when when he came up to you and told you about it, he was pretty embarrassed, and then you ended up giving him a bunch of doggies merchandise?
Yeah, I attempted to. No, I didn't. It doesn't sound like that, but I didn't attempt to pay him off with merchandise. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to eat Micah. Yeah, but he came in and we just, he was, I think, no, that's it. He was so shocked from the accident that when he saw it was my car, he was just happy that it was, he was like, oh my God, it's you. So he's just happy at my car. So.
Well, hopefully it was the last time that happened. Now, another one, I'm also a massive football fan, as in soccer. And you could be stoked because your boys, Leeds United, will be up in the Premier League next year. How do you feel?
That's right. Oh, fucking over the moon.
Yeah.
Been a long time coming, boys. 16 years.
Yeah. Did you get into supporting Leeds United because of Harry Kewell and the Aussie lineage of that? Or do you just like the story about how they fell from grace? They used to be one of the top Premier League sides, and then they got to demoted to the Championship, and now they're back up. Are you on that hype train or?
No, I was on early. I was on. I think my old man forced me to like him when I was about 7, watching the Monday night highlights with the Duke and Kewell. Particularly Dukes. I love. He's my childhood hero.
Yeah.
Over and above my old man.
The Duke was just a great captain. And mate, how do you see Leeds going next year?
Well, we'll go right. I think we just got to balance out, not spending too much money and buying exorbitant players and trying to make a big fancy squad. So I think we'll be okay. We kept the coach, so if we kept key players, we should be all right. Just need to buy a few strikers and so we should be all right. We've got the coach. Coach is the saviour.
Exactly. I don't know if you've seen, but Harry Kewell's he's manager of Oldham Athletic at the moment.
Oh, really? Because he was at, I think he was at Alexandria Town before that.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Through Alexandria or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, crew. Yeah.
But now he's coaching.
Yeah, right.
They could, meet at some point again when Harry Kewell's a top manager and Leeds are a top Premier League side.
Wouldn't that be the day?
Would
put Harry back in his place. Tell him to go back to Liverpool.
Exactly. Now, you've got 2 dogs. Now, there's some significance there. If you wouldn't mind letting us in on the significance of your dog in terms of, what it is.
They're 2 little Aussie Bulldogs.
Yeah.
One's called Tony, after my old man. That's the girl.
Yeah.
Just to really throw it in Dad's masculine face. And the other one's called Earl. So they're just brother and sister. So we've had them for about a year and a half now. So they're good fun.
You didn't want to call one Tommy Jr.?
No. I'll save that for my next kid.
Yeah. And is it true that the dogs have this pretty special lineage?
Yes, they are the. Fuck, what a question here. They are the niece and nephew of Caesar, the mascot.
Yeah, nice. Well, that's amazing. Now,
yeah.
I wanted to ask you because you obviously you're a different cat. You march to your own drum for sure. How do you sort of handle that weight of expectations of having your old man as a star of the game and then being a father's son, being an AFL player, being in the limelight all the time, but also wanting to sort of have your own anonymity and live your own life?
I think from the start, I didn't really read much into it. I think I didn't, because of Dad. Like Dad's always been pretty good in that regard. He hasn't. We never really spoken much about it. Like been around, St Kevin's boys too, and all my close mates and mates from Essendon too. Like he always quick to put you into line in a good way. So, and also my teammates too. It's a pretty sort of well-grounded, humble club. So, from Dad's point of view, there hasn't really been much sort of chat about it, or hasn't really fazed me that much. And then from myself, I guess you just sort of I don't know, just stick to your teammates, stick to your mates around you. Always just keep talking to blokes when you can, making sure you don't get too insular and get lost in the footy world, and making sure you keep in touch with like outside stuff, doing study and that kind of stuff, and just making sure you're always talking and staying open, I guess.
What are you studying at the moment?
I just started a diploma of youth work, so I just started that online. So just doing that through just online shoots and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's been about 4 weeks. Just did mid-semester intake, so a bit challenging with the shoots. But yeah, getting there. It's good.
See yourself getting into that after footy?
Yeah, I've enjoyed doing that kind of stuff. We've done a bit of work through Ladder. They do sort of mentoring young people and disadvantaged youth in the sort of inner suburbs of Melbourne. The club themselves, Bulldogs, have been pretty good with that too. We did a little program last year. I think it was about a dozen of us who helped out with that. So yeah, it's something I try and look forward to after footy.
That's awesome, man. You've got so many things going on besides footy. And another thing that we touched on it before, your obsession with wedding crashes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but also we can throw in the Big Lebowski and Seinfeld. I don't know if they're on the tally, but they're there as well. You're really interested.
Seinfeld's broken the tally, I think. That's not even...
Really?
Yeah, that's gone beyond. So,
where did you get your love for film from?
I don't know. Part of my older brother, old lady, probably Joe Harding actually. Joe Harding certainly inspired me. And Quinny too. Yeah, Joe Harding's he's a absolute film nuffy.
Yeah, he watches the podcast every week, so he'll be pretty stoked to be getting a mention here.
Yeah, he's a full guru. But I'm still smarter than him. I still know more about movie quotes. But he knows more about books. He's been reading his knowledge on culture's been. He's trying to make me read stupidly intelligent books at 13, 14. So, probably through him actually the most.
Yeah, well, I've just gotten back from Colombia with Joe, and he's speaks Spanish and all that. He's just the most unlikely Spanish-speaking man you'll ever come across.
Yeah, but then have you had lunch? Sit down with him and Jenny yet?
Plenty of times.
Yeah, I can. I was going to pot him then, but he's not pretty good at it.
He's got all the little Spanish sweet nothings going on. Apparently, now you just mentioned that you're smarter than Dingo. We'll give you that. Apparently, you did pretty well at school, and you've also got a love for creative writing.
Well, technically, according to ATAR, I'm smarter than Dingo. But he's definitely got me covered in every other aspect. I did creative writing before I changed to this diploma in youth work. So, it's something I enjoy doing.
What kind of stuff do you like writing?
I don't mind doing a bit of poetry every now and then. Just journaling and just short stories about this and that, or just helps you sort of just helps the mental side of things, especially with footy as well. Just journaling and just staying grounded, I guess. And
with poetry, is that like something I've always loved as well? And like I do a lot of writing myself. Do you write about things that are really relevant and current to you, or do you write about like worldly things or creative things? It's more reflective sort of stuff. Like just all sort of journaling around. Keep my mental health in order and just staying on top of that, or what's going on around me, or just that kind of stuff. I'll leave the politics and high stakes to Dingo, I reckon. Yeah, exactly, mate. That's all I've got for you. I really appreciate it. Poncho, have you got anything else?
I was going to finish with, mate. We messaged a lot of people and we tried to do our research, but the one thing we wanted to kind of leave you with was like, clearly you're such a loved character. So the things that all the boys are saying is, we touched on you're an unbelievable dad, but the boys around the club say you're the most selfless human being. You're a bloody funny man, which we've seen with the stories, and a genuinely good person, loved by his teammates at the kennels. So I just wanted to leave you with that because everyone's just talking about you so highly that we've reached out to. And thank you very much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
That's very humbling to hear, boys. I appreciate it, Tom. Hold on, give us a second. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers. How we going? No, pleasure.
Tom Liberatore, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, mate.
All right, mate. See you later.